Okay, now let's bring up the C edge, which is part of branch 2. So let me access that. So this is let me just click on. I have just admin. So this is basically a router, just a router, right? Um, because this is basically our ISR platform. What we can do here is we cannot do conft, so we can do config transaction. Okay, so that is basically your config transaction is something like your config terminal, but this is an SD-WAN router. So that's the reason you need to go ahead and use the config transaction mode in order to configure this particular device. Okay, so the configuration is a little bit different here on the ISR platform when we are using CLI, but if you are using a template, which we are going to see in the next sessions, uh, the template configuration is same for all the devices. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do system. System, I'm just going ahead and configuring org name, organization name is Lineage. Okay, and then site ID is, let's say this is a different site. I'll configure this as 200. The branch one we have configured it as 100, so this is 200. And now system IP 192.168.1.104. Okay, and we also need to configure vbond. So this is common basically 9.1.5.2. System configuration is same as what we have done for vEdges, right? Now I will exit the system mode. Okay, and what we need to do is let's configure the host name. Host name is B2R2. Okay, so let us commit till here. Okay, now what changes is the interface related configuration. So the interface related configuration is completely different what we have in vEdges, right? So basically the main difference is we need to have different modes and we need to create a tunnel. Like how do we create generally in our regular iOS routers? Okay, so okay, so let's go ahead and see what is the interface that is connected to the internet. This is gigabit Ethernet 2. Okay, what we need to do here is we need to configure the IP address on gigabit Ethernet 2 interface. IP address, so what is the IP address here? 9.1.4.2, 9.1.4.2, 255.255.255.0. Okay, I'm doing no shut. So we also need to configure our default route, which is 9.1.4.1. Okay, but if you see, we don't configure the tunnel interface directly under gigabit Ethernet 2 like what we have done for our vEdges. If you look at the vEdge configuration, it is simple. We just need to configure tunnel interface and then color and encapsulation directly under that. But here what we need to do, we need to create an interface tunnel. So this is case sensitive here. If you look at so where we have interface tunnel, you see it is case sensitive. It won't take if you are trying to put anything else. Let's say I'm configuring this as tunnel 1. Okay, now my tunnel source is gigabit Ethernet 2. I have to type in full gigabit Ethernet 2 is the actual interface. And if you look at tunnel mode, there is a new mode called SD-WAN. So these are the other modes that we have seen already. Here tunnel mode is SD-WAN. Okay, so anything else that we need to configure here? That's it, just do no shut. Now exit. What we need to do now is we need to go to a mode called SD-WAN, and under that interface, so we need to call again the same interface, gigabit Ethernet 2. Now we need to configure tunnel interface here, and what is the color? Biz Internet, and then encapsulation IPsec. So let's do no shut here. No shut is not required here. Now you go back, and then let's try to commit. There is one error. Okay, so we forgot to configure the IP unnumbered. Let's go ahead and configure that under tunnel. Sorry. Interface tunnel 1, IP unnumbered, same gigabit Ethernet 2. Okay, exit. Now let's commit. This is taking some time. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. Not sure why is it taking this much time. I want to give a couple of more seconds to it. Okay, so finally